Assalamu alaikum and welcome to this week's Catering Circle. We are back and we're back with a bang. That's all I'm going to say. I hope everybody had a great Eid and you're definitely prepared for the next Eid, and if you're not, then I'm pretty sure this show will help you, especially for those running a restaurant business. You definitely need to be locked in for the next hour and a half because we have so much coming up for you. As you know, we have 8 nominees every week on this show, and out of that, only 2 contestants will take the final ticket to the Business Conference 2018 to win an award. Well, I wonder who it's going to be. There's been such great people on this platform, and we've still got another 10 weeks to find that winner for 2018. But right now, let's go and see a recap of what's been happening on the Catering Circle. Welcome to the Catering Circle Season 2. As always, there's going to be 8 nominees, and out of the 8 nominees, only 2 will get that special gold ticket to the grand final.
I would be looking for the restaurateur.
And make sure when come in, you have to smile. When go out, you have to smile.
Look at how the staff work within the restaurant itself, but also how they're treated.
End of the day, end of the night, we get together and see what we've done. We worked as a team.
Secret of my success is working together with your team in harmony. Your chef, your kitchen, your front staff, your back staff, they all have a part to play.
Employee and employer, the relations.
Not about individual success. It is not about how you managing it. It's about how the team is managing it, how the team is working together.
And it is important to understand each other's needs. It is important to understand that what we are representing, this is a business.
Bonuses. Staff do well, your business does well. Provide them with bonuses. Look after them.
Best customer is important, staff is important. I will be looking at the fairness of the situation and then judge at the time what is happening.
Staff meeting was excellent idea.
Staff motivated, actually trying to make the bonding. So that was very crucial there.
Always there is a conflict between the front staff and back staff, always. And he said, because he sit down with respect, pay respect to solve it.
রেস্টুরেন্টগুলো খুব সুন্দর কিন্তু বাসস্থান বিশেষ করে বাসস্থান খুবই মানবত
many owners won't go for staff training because of like struggle and suffering, but if they are aware of the fundings then they might take that offer as well.
Outside the work environment they were doing some fun activities. I think that's when you can really have the real bonding,
because he does staff meeting, training, bonuses and stuff. He treats staff as asset.
The qualification to the staff, that's a very important, same qualification.
It is a very important day of the whole year for the family, and all the staffs are my family orientated, so we all get together and we close the restaurant for the Eid.
আমি চেষ্টা করতেছি ওদেরকে পেনশন স্কিমে ঢোকানোর জন্য, আমার স্টাফ ইন্স্যুরেন্সটা কিভাবে হচ্ছে সেটা মনিটরিং করার জন্য।
I am available to hear them out. If they have any problem, any issues, I will sort it out.
I make sure that the instructions they are given, they follow the training that they get given.
Paternity leave, we still don't understand. So these sort of things that we do make sure that we care about.
If needed, employ somebody, a professional person who can help you to develop some documents and advise and guide you how to look after your human resources.
There are so many regulations these days, from immigration to fire to hygiene to everything. So I would look for those.
Customer and your team, okay? Together. How you make the best.
Said that they go out together, they have fun day together, and that they're confident and that they boost their staff morale. And I really welcome those.
রেস্টুরেন্টে অ্যাক্সিডেন্ট হয়, এক সপ্তাহ কাজ না করে আমি যেন ওদেরকে জব সিকিউরিটি দিতে পারি।
Get involved with your staff, get involved with your chefs. Ask them, Okay, what they need. Try to fill them in.
To recognize each person, what they're good at, what they're not so confident with, and build and put the people who are in the right place with the right backup.
That pot wash, his job is also important, and that he has a role to play in that business, and that he can go up the ladder.
And you've given so many years to the industry. It really demonstrates how far the catering industry has come, and we're really proud of you.
That whatever you said, it never happened 20 years back, never happened 10 years back.
You'll be inspired by others, and one day, in 50 years' time, this industry will be still thriving. So I think you are doing it.
The two that have made it through, congratulations. The top two, Curry Stop and Chili Bar and Kitchen. There you have it, the last 3 episodes, and we still have another 10 weeks. I'm so excited, so excited, because I know this platform is all about helping the catering industry and also bringing out those shining stars, giving them a platform to share their success stories. Well, let's see what they're going to be sharing their success stories on this week with this week's topic.
Episode 3, Embracing New Technologies. The significance of technological innovations and incorporating these for the restaurant industry. Technology and website impacts on your restaurant's bottom line. Equip yourselves with the latest technology, furnish your kitchen with modern appliances, and be up to date with online communication. Use appropriate EPOS system, digital menu, apps, boards. Create social media pages, build a local following, post photos and special offer, stay active. Set up a website. Invest in your restaurant website. Set up a Google account. Improve in your search engine optimization SEO strategy. Register with ReviewSite. Set up a blog on your website. Make it a Wi-Fi hotspot. Add a reservation widget. Introduce easy payment solutions. Send out digital coupons. Build loyalty with SMS and email marketing. Equip your kitchen well with modern appliances.
Wow, that's definitely going to be difficult. I'm glad I'm on this side, and neither am I on the special judges side or the judges. So before we begin, let me introduce you to our panel judges. Firstly, welcome to the show, Mr. MD Abdul Haq, who's obviously the Vice Chairman of Channel S Television, IT and media specialist and a successful businessman, founder of the Catering Circle, and the man and the face behind the IT show Bits and Bytes. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How are you? Now, what's the one tips that you would like to share with the contestants today?
Well, firstly, from last 2 episodes, we found that a lot of the success stories are all about talking about success story. This time around, we really want to hear about individual success story that helps the industry. So, for example, cost saving, we will be concentrating on the technology, increasing revenue, those kind of things we'll be looking at today.
Thank you so much. And next to you, I have Mr. Matthew Grist. Welcome to the show. Now, you're the consultant chef from Rational AG, and you've worked with various chefs from different industry and currently working with Gordon Ramsay.
Yep, I work with Gordon Ramsay Holdings.
How is he with the curry?
Well, not actually him direct, but his executive chef that looks after the day-to-day things. So I think that's a lot safer.
Yeah, for now. You don't want to be in the Hell's Kitchen, right?
Not at all, no.
Now, let's start with you. What tip would you like to give
just to see how they're using technology to, benefit from what they do in every day-to-day business, and actually using the applications of up-to-date technology to actually drive down the bottom line and make a profitable offer.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. And right next to you, we have Mr. Bajul Rashid, MBE. Now, he's a renowned British Bangladeshi businessman, a philanthropist, and you are currently the president of UK BCCI, and you were the ex-president of BCA, and also a very, very passionate man when it comes to the curry industry.
Yes.
We can say you're one of the pillars of the curry industry. So welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
And how would you like to, get these contestants ready for today's show? What would you like to say to them?
Well, I have to say to them, ask them how they use their technologies, because the technology is the day-to-day's what we advance ourselves. Our restaurants actually quite behind because we are not up to date with the technologies. Brother Abdul Haq actually, when he introduced or launched his EPOS system, purple, remember a long time ago, he launched, and I was in a launching function, and day one actually we are campaigning restaurant to restaurant. They use the EPOS system. It will make much easier the ordering, the keeping the record of our customers, and like when we take the order with the EPOS system, old-fashioned way, we used to take notes.
Yeah.
Then we used to add and everything. Everything does by EPOS system. And that is what is today. An EPOS system is those days and these days is much advanced, doing everything. So that's what I recommend to our contestants.
Thank you very much. God, you've just sold the EPOS system. Even though I don't have a restaurant, I want one in my house now. Maybe I can use it for my mum or my mother-in-law. I don't know yet.
Well
but let's move on before I make things worse. Let's move on to our round one. Well, I wonder who's with us today. Now, unfortunately, one of the contestants couldn't be with us today, British Raj Amran Hussain, due to an emergency. However, we've got 7 contestants with us today. So let's go and check out their profiles. There you have it, the 8 contestants on today's Catering Circle episode 3. Now, the first round is all about the success from using technologies. And of course, we've heard from Mr. Bajul that how the EPOS system has helped the restaurant industry. But let's see what our contestants have to say and what they've used, or if they've used anything different to help their business. First up, I have from Rajut Restaurant, Mr. Atar Rahman Laik. Welcome to the show. Firstly, congratulations for being nominated. Are you ready for this?
Yes, I am.
So I'm going to give you 60 seconds on my clock here, and you have 60 seconds to tell us briefly about what you have used to help your business with regards to technology.
Of course. Thank you, Nadia. Thank you for the asking.
Time starts now.
Yeah. Thank you for asking the question, and thank you for giving me the opportunity, Catering Circle. And yes, success story. I have been using technology since 2001. since the early development of the technology was available. And following that, day by day, I have been upgrading systems. So it's not only the EPOS system I'm using a lot of modern technology side by side, and a lot of different marketing trend, electronics, and other things side by side with the staff, training staff using modern technology, modern equipment. I'm not only actually successful, I'm actually flourishing in this market, not struggling, because of the modern technology and equipments, working side by side in my restaurant, helping staff, and it makes it like their life easy to work with it. So, and the other thing is that I'm using much less staff, but I would be using in years back. So because it's providing efficiently and working well, the important is that you need technology, good technology, supporting the staff and business. Thank you.
Brilliant. You've done it in a minute. Although I said a minute, I was told, Nadia, they have 2 minutes. But well done. You've done it within a minute. So I'm very proud.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you very much. Our next contestant is from Sanja Camberley Limited, Mr. Faisal Haq. If I can ask you to please come on stage and also share your success stories with regards to technology. Please think outside the box. It can be, you know, equipments like Brother said, or the EPOS system, etc. Your 2 minutes start now.
Hello there. Thank you very much for the opportunity to be here. The Sanja brand basically has been only been going for 8 years. It started off as a takeaway. We recently, 2 years ago, went to a cricket ground where we did a concession, so we're doing food there. We also at the same time went into Camberley as a new region to cover a different sector basically. But since we opened the restaurant, the main focus that I've been trying to get all the staff to learn is because we do a lot of we've got an open plan kitchen, we've got an open plan bar where we do cocktails, we do Punjabi food actually, so it's going to a different market than the Bangladeshi market. It's actually going for more of the Indian market, and plus we do weddings and conferences and birthdays and so forth. But the main thing I think in the industry that's helped a lot and that we actually do need is the Purple Eye system or the till system. That's very important to quicken the process, because the amount of covers we've been getting recently, especially within a space of 3 hours, that is where your main trade is. If we didn't have that system and other things that are helping in the kitchen as well, not just the cooker, like the combi oven that we've got in, we've got a Roberto grill as well, and also, you know, with our Indian chefs, because they're stuck in their own ways, to try and teach them to use things that are quicker for them. They're always trying to say, no, I can do it in my way. But this way, with new technology, actually speeds the process up, which is very important with a fast-growing business.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. You had 15 seconds left. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm feeling the heat, actually. I don't know how they're feeling right now. Don't forget, I know Brother mentioned a couple of brands, but you can look it up and you can use other brands as well, because there's lots of other brands available out there to help the catering industry. I'd like to now call upon stage from Rana Takeaway, Mr. Abu Hamza Afzal Mahmood. Brother, are you ready for this?
Inshallah.
Yes, 120 seconds start now.
Thank you very much. I think the important about the technology itself is my background itself is technology. So when I first moved into Indian restaurant or takeaway itself, I invested in first and utmost into EPOS system. The main reason I did that was because to collect the database for the customers. It's important that you know your customers more than your customers knows about you. So it is important that you get connected with your customers, you communicate with your customer. So more often, every 6 months, or when it's Eid or anything like that, any festivity, we send texts out. So it's important that we have that facility available within the EPOS system. The EPOS system itself, not only the brothers have said about reducing staff, but it also organizes the whole aspect of the restaurant. So not only it sends out the drink to the bar area and the kitchen area, the food itself, it's more organized. And then, you know, with the previous the owners of the restaurant, I've heard that people had irritation with handwriting and so forth. So you actually waive all that problem out from the scenario. So it becomes much more easier. So if a new member of staff joins, he finds it or she finds it easy to actually work with the EPOS system and its technology. The other technologies that I've used for my success stories is the Facebook, the Google, and the YouTube and Instagram and so forth. You need to be more or less connected with your customers, that you know, you tell them that you are aware about them, and you need to communicate with them. That's my way of me successing. The utmost important success, instead of technology, is important that we all need to talk about is quality and service. Without those two, there is no business.
Brilliant. Thank you. Bang on. Thank you very, very much for that. I'd like to now call upon stage from Shafiq's restaurant, Mr. Mohisami Uddin, to please come on stage and share his success stories with using technology in his business.
Hi there, thank you. Welcome for inviting me. There's two stages to our technology that's improved since getting the EPOS system involved. So before I got it involved, I tested an average curry order that it takes to answer the phone, to write it down, to total it all up, and then to send it to the kitchen for the chef to see. Now, what improved since the EPOS side was that that's cut down now by about 60%. So we answer the phone, the customer's name comes up, we don't have to ask for that, the price is already there, press send order, we don't have to walk it to the kitchen, and the chef sees it in about a minute flat. And when we tested it without the EPOS system, it was about 5 minutes for an average curry order. Now the second side is the minor improvements for the small sort of MI that we have. So now with the EPOS system, I can now see how many orders come in per hour, when the peaks are hitting my business, so I can manage my staff that way more efficiently. I can have the right stock control ready, so that, let's say at 7 o'clock on a Friday, I know it's going to be a queue out the door, so I've got to have the cutlery, everything ready. Before we were doing it as and when we needed it, so it got to 8 o'clock, ran out of plates, send someone round the back, a waiter's off the floor, having to now wash up. So with those two improvements, I think an important quote which the famous rugby coach for England, Sir Clive Woodward, said, it's not about changing one thing 100%, it's about changing 100 things by 1%. That's where you actually get your marginal gains and the whole business improves over time. And instantly we've seen great success. We've only had it for about 3 months, and the changeover has been phenomenal.
So other than the EPOS system, what else have you used technology-wise?
So in terms of the technology from just there, we've actually also got the online app, the system that we have there. So our ordering system previously, historically, was an iPad that got an email. Someone had to get a pen and paper, write down from the iPad and send it to the kitchen. So there's no difference for someone calling up. Now, it comes in the till, we press print, literally the kitchen get it, and that's one of the other improvements that the online app has done, and it's also improved our business by 6-fold with online business.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Next up from Eastern Mongol, I have Mr. MD Mohibul Hassan to please come on stage and please share your story. So other than EPOS, let's think outside the box a little bit. Other than the EPOS system, which I know has been tremendous for lots of restaurant businesses, other than that, what other technologies have you used within your business?
Thank you so much. Basically, our restaurant is different concept. It's a Turkish cuisine. Recently, we started the new restaurant in our market. We are a good team. We are trying to improve, the new generation what they want from us. So we are trying to give a good quality food and good stuff. We have got open kitchen. That's why it's mostly people are attracted with the kitchen. Because when chef is cooking, so people can see like what they are cooking is the right way or wrong way. So we have to be careful, and that way we're trying to be as successful in this trade. So yeah, and modern technology wise, what I would have to say, I'm using 2 EPOS system from Populi.
Yeah.
And that's helping me a lot.
Excellent.
And I've got a Arabian team launch in the back of the restaurant.
Okay.
And so using EPOS system for the from the proper line.
That's been really good.
And another one using from the Easter Mango, which is covering the restaurant side. And I've got a new card take and payment machine. It's very good. It's like an iPad, and you can take easily card payment from this iPad. You can take it to the customer's house or wherever you want. It's like a mobile system. So this one is very helpful as well for me.
How about social media?
Social media wise, Instagram is important part for me.
How do you implement that in your business?
Yeah, well, mostly the customer is coming from Instagram. Half of the customer is coming from Instagram, not even Facebook. I use Facebook and Snapchat and other social stuff as well, but I have to say about Instagram. Instagram is more powerful part for my business sides. And my point of view, every time customer comes in, I have to ask them like, how do you know about this place?
Yeah.
So that way, like they always say, oh, we know from Instagram.
Yeah.
So we have got good Instagram followers as well. And every day when we upload something, just say a food dish or about your team lunch
Brilliant.
or anything. So
Thank you.
we've got like more than 300, 400 likes every day.
Excellent.
So that's all about
That's
us.
great.
Thank you.
We're going to have
Thank
to
you.
take some of those likes.
Yeah,
Thank
too.
you so
Thank
much.
you.
You were
No problem.
absolutely brilliant. Your time's up. Thank you very, very much for that. If I could now have our sixth contestant from Taj Indian Cuisine, Mr. Abdul Mansoor, to please come on stage. And if you could also share your stories about how technology, it could be anything, technology is huge. So how has technology helped your business, whether it's, tweeting, Instagram, or, doing an Excel sheet? So how has technology helped you?
Thank you to invite me here, but I think helped me a lot because I've got 3 businesses. First of all, when we introduced this on my first restaurant, that helped me a lot of things on staff, cutting down staff, timing on taking orders. It looks clean, it looks posh. So when the customer coming, oh, something different was in this area, I was the first one. So that is bring me a lot of trade into the business and helped me a lot. Yeah. So we introduced that to another business, helped me a lot. Another one, we moved along. And we do use our local media as well, local radio, what I can, bring customers in. And plus we do social media through Facebook. But my key point is, my house at the front is the staff and myself. When I do a dish, I do it from my heart. And I try to go and spend time with my customers. Yeah, even like you saving time, saving stock, that's important as well. But your food is important as well. You talk to your customer, you get feedback from the customer. If someone's, they're not happy with the food, they will tell you, or they will email you. You can check it on your phone straight away. So you can try to, if you've done something wrong, you have it right. You sit down with your staff for 10 minutes, it doesn't take long. You talk to your staff, that's the thing we did, something wrong, please make it better. Even like in the kitchen. About the stock is more important. How much you're wasting, that's more important. As a chef, how much you can save money, that's bring more profit into your business. So we're looking at that. When we get a new staff, we like to spend at least 2 weeks with the staff, train them, how we run our business. If they follow our guide, we employ them. If they don't, we say, we have to go. That's my rule and regulation. You have to manage everything how we say it. So everything on piece of paper. If you're happy with it, we go further. So I think it has helped me a lot, saving time, saving money, but we are improving every day. Where I'm saving money, I'm invest it in the business with the different items.
Thank you
very
so much. Thank you very much for that. Brilliant. Last but not least, our 7th contestant from Rana Restaurant, Mr. Mohammed Anwarul Islam. If you could please come on stage and also share your success stories around technology. Your time starts now.
Thank you to inviting me here for the Catering Cycle Show. I invent the technology in my restaurant, the ecosystem, which is quite few years back. It's a good thing to save the time, but also other things is going to also be more expensive for the new business. If you set up a new business, then it will be quite expensive for them to set up the whole restaurant with a modern technology. But if you set up once, then it will be quite helpful for the business to run in long term. Like you can saving, because on olden days, you have to write down the customer what they're eating, like one dish, you have to write things like a chicken tikka masala or something, 1, 2, 3, like, and the drinks 1, 2, 3, like. But in new ecosystem, you don't need to. You can. It's clearly writing, because before olden days, customers sometimes say, "Oh, it's not my bill is right because I don't have that many drinks tonight." So the technology can help on that basis. Then it's clearly mentioned what drink you have, what food you have, what tea or coffee or dessert you have, and the other things also you can send the bill to the kitchen. It's going to save the time, and you can manage your stock, manage your staff. But one way, I don't think so. It's going to saving staff, but it's going to make more modernize your restaurant to showing the technology to the modern wider world.
How about using kitchen appliances? Do you use anything different?
For example, if you on few years back, we used to use the minced meat to take from the grocery shop. If we buy a minced meat machine, which is quite saving the money for weekly, which is we cut the lamb leg and get something and make it minced meat in here in the restaurant kitchen. So it's going to save the time, save the money as well.
Excellent.
Actually.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you very much.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you very much. So round one has just been completed, and I can see the panel judges have been taking notes. I'll let you confer. You can talk for a bit. I can see Matthew showing me, yes, we've made our decision. Have you already made it? Oh, that's good. You've made yours, but I'll give you some time to talk. However, we also have our special judges with us today. Let me introduce you to them. First of all, I have with me Mr. M.A. Lace, a successful businessman, outstanding community organizer, and a very well-known face, not just in Berkshire, I'd say UK as well, and he's well known as the MD of Eurasia Food Services. Welcome to the show today, sir. How are you?
Very good, thank you.
Excellent. I know we're going to be talking to you a little bit later on about marketing and branding, which is about to come up in the second round. So I'm sure you can share some tips about that.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much. That was Mr. M.A. Lace. I'd like to now move across to another successful businessman and a community activist, CEO of Royal Regency, where I've been 1,001 times and we love. I have Mr. Abdul Bari with me. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Excellent. I know when it comes to marketing and branding, you and of course Mr. Lace, you're absolutely brilliant at that. Actually,
Thank you.
Before we move on to round two, why don't we ask you now, what tips would you like to give to the contestants, to the 6 contestants that are going to make it through to the second round to talk about when it comes to marketing and branding?
Well, marketing and branding is very important, and we like to know how they are marketing themselves and where they are marketing. That is very important. So actually, let's see how they are marketing, and then end of that we can give them some advice if we think they're lacking of something.
Brilliant.
But I think they've done very excellent. First round, they've done excellent.
Excellent. And if I could ask Mr. M.A. Lace, what would you like to say? Eurasia, huge branding.
Thank you very
what
much.
would you like to share with our contestants today?
I do brand for customer themselves. I do make their own brand of wet towels product. I like people to promote themselves. Awareness, customer to know who they are. A pen, a wet towel, a bag that they take home. Even people take a bag, branded bag to the shopping. So it's advertising for them as well. So there's a lot more to it. Branding is very important.
Right.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. We also have someone all the way from Cardiff. Well, can we give him a round of applause? Come on.
Thank you,
all
Nadia.
The way from
Thank you.
Cardiff to join us here at the Catering Circle. Now, you were part of the Catering Circle Roadshow. You were the host. Am I right in saying that?
I was indeed,
You
yes.
should be sitting on this side with me today.
I'm sure my opportunity will arise sooner rather than later.
I'm sure it will. We have Mr. Anamia with us. Now, you're obviously a renowned businessman, and you're a multi-cuisine operator. You've got lots of cuisines. What's actually, instead of tips, why don't I ask you, who's really shone out for you today? so far?
Well, I have my notes. I've made my notes, and I think most of the contestants have done so
Don't
far.
be diplomatic.
No,
I
no,
don't
no.
like
I'm not.
Just tell me.
I'm keeping my keeping my thoughts close to my chest at this moment in time. But they've done extremely well. But I think they've some of them have missed out on certain opportunities, whereas most of them have concentrated on EPOS. But I think there's an opportunity of how modern technology-wise, social media is a big phenomenon at the moment, as you know, and also the quality of our products. I mean, we need to invest in the equipment that we produce our products with, and with the right equipment, we can enhance the quality of the products that we produce, and the food itself it talks for itself, and better quality food means that customers will return, no doubt, and with the combination of the service as well. And also, I mean, we need people to be able to concentrate on how to embrace modern technologies, and to bring bums on seats is what we need, and to bring in extra customers, we need to be able to innovate and work out how we can. I mean, I in one of my restaurants, I have BT Sport, and sport is a multimedia a way of bringing customers into a business, and so I have we show many of the sporting events, football, rugby, cricket, all these things, and we try and innovate in that manner as well. So these are sort of little things that people need to concentrate on, how they can improve their businesses. But I'm sure there will be many other ideas that will come across as well.
And of course, you'll have the catering circle on in the other restaurants.
Of course, yes.
Just checking, just checking. You know, you have it recorded, so you'll play it as your customers come in.
Indeed, we had a wonderful day during the catering roadshow in Cardiff.
Thank you so much. Thank you
Nadia.
very much, Mr. Anamir, all the way from Cardiff. Right next to him, I have a successful businessman from Essex, from where I am, and an executive member of the catering circle, Mr. Altaf Hussain. Welcome to the show today.
Thank you.
What would you like to say to the 6 successful contestants that are going to make it through to round 2?
Well, so far I heard is everybody is doing quite well, and I made some comments on myself, so which will be revealed later on. And
do we have politicians here? Because everyone's so diplomatic.
No,
it's okay. It's
so
your
far
judges. You can be honest.
No, I am very honest. So far, everybody is good. And what I like to advise everybody, in a EPOS system, everybody using, but there is, be careful, very different sort of EPOS, which is, so I preferred, which is I using quite few years now with Purple Eyes. And there is few technical need to know, so which is very good. I can advise everybody to use sophisticated EPOS, but not which is out of our business can affect.
Brilliant.
So be careful. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very wise words there. Right next to him, I have someone who's probably just bloated right now. I don't think he can walk out of that door because it's all been about the EPOS system from Purple Eye. I have Mr. Tanim Chaudhry, who's the General Manager of Purple Eye Technologies, providing IT solutions to catering industry. Now, everyone that's come on here, they've been raging on about the EPOS system, especially the one from Purple Eye. Now, what would you like to say to them?
Thank you, first of all. Since we're talking about technology tonight, and I manage a technology company called Purple Eye, I will try my best to sound technical and not political. Right?
Thank you.
Do you know what? The life of the judges does get harder when all the contestants are really good. And let me tell you, out of 7 contestants, to me, they're all a winner. But yes, we've got a job to, find the best of the best today. And it's been a tough session so far, choosing 6 out of 7.
Yeah.
But
have you been tallying who said Purple Eye the most? Just checking. I'm just checking. I'm kidding.
No, actually not. Right, but it's about being smart. 21st century, right? Everyone working hard, but we need to find out who is working smart. Coming up, branding and marketing technology can shape up the whole business world for you if you know where to put what. And I'm looking forward to see what the contestants have got to say
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tanim Chowdhury. Thank you very much. Right next to him, we have a successful young entrepreneur and MD of A-List Distributor. And I love your chocolates, by the way.
Thank you.
I've got to say that. Did you get me some?
Yeah, we got you some.
Okay, brilliant. I have Mr. Manohar Hussain with me. I thought I'd ask if you've got chocolates before I actually introduce you. Otherwise, I'd have to move across.
Yeah, that's all there.
Who's really shone out for you?
For me, contestant number 4 has done really well. He's tested the market. He's tested both the EPOS and doing the paper version.
Yeah.
He's checked how it's worked, the timing and everything as well.
That was Shafiq's restaurant.
That's
yeah?
correct, yeah. He's done a lot of research before he's taken on the EPOS system. So yeah, he's definitely won that. It's really
Okay,
shone for me.
brilliant. So the other 6 that are here are not going to be buying your chocolates.
All of them have done
Just
really well. All of them have done really well. There's still more to come.
Thank you so much. Right next
Thank
to
you.
him, I have director of Honorian Limited. It's digital. You're a digital expert. Have I said that correctly? Have I pronounced that correctly?
You have.
Brilliant. Thank you.
I am
Mr. Abdul Khalid.
Yes.
Sorry. And now tell us, who's been your favourite today?
Well, first of all, they've all been really good caliber of candidates. I think there's quite a few interesting themes that I wanted to pick up. I think contestant number 3 from Rana Takeaway really hit home on customers and actually knowing your customers as well as they know you and really engaging with them on a personal level, which I think is quite key.
And keeping in touch through
Yeah,
Facebook and
of course,
technology.
because I think engagement is the key word that he really emphasized on, which I would really agree with. I think technology is the tool or the driver that really drives your business forward, but essentially it's about the customer and it's about your culture as well. So with that in mind, he definitely hit home on engaging with the customers. And then contestant number 1 really put emphasis on his staff. And I think, if he's investing in your staff as well as investing in technology, then that can only be a good recipe for success. So those 2 comments really did stand out for me.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Now we've saved the best till the last, should I say. Celebrity chef, Mr. Ajmal Mushtaq of Mushtaq's restaurant in Hamilton. And you were also crowned Scotland's Chef of the Year at the glittering Scottish Curry Awards.
That's right,
Let's give him a round of applause for that.
Thank you very much.
That's a huge
Thank you.
crown to put on your head right there.
On my bald head, yes, yes.
I wasn't going to say bald head. Now, tell us, what would you like to share? Your tips. Now, being a celebrity chef, you've been through a lot. You've got a great business. What would you like to share with our contestants today?
Okay, I run the biggest takeaway operation in Britain, and I started off very small. And the one thing I would say to everyone here is, it's about the technology, but it's about what you do with the technology. Are you deriving good quality customer data from that technology that you're using? And having a good quality database can actually be just as valuable as the operations of the restaurant. So the way we've done it is we've harvested and cultured that data over the years. And that's where the real value is. You can target your customers, you can target your marketing, so it's very, very effective. So you don't waste a penny in marketing. It's everything is targeted. And that's what I would say to everyone here. Use the technology, but really harness the database that you derive from that technology. That's where you're going to win the day.
Thank you so much. If you did not understand a word of his because of his accent, tweet us in. No, I'm only kidding. Thank you so much for those words. Thank you very much. That was Mr. Ajmal Mushtaq. Now, I really don't want to be on that side. Neither do I want to be on this side right now. I'm happy where I am. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go on a quick break. And as soon as we come back, we'll find out which 6 contestants have made it to round 2. Welcome back to Catering Circle Season 2, Episode 3. We're on to our round 2, but before we go on, it is that time where I actually tell you which 6 of the contestants have made it through to this week's round 2. I'm going to display it on the screen right now. Give me a second and let's take a look at this. It's not a tie, but there we are. There we are. First up, tied actually to Runner Takeaway London Shafiq's restaurant with 100%. Third place is Taj Indian Cuisine and fourth place is Rajut Restaurant. Fifth place is Sanjar Camberley, and in the 6th place we have Eastern Mangal. And unfortunately we're having to say goodbye to Runner Restaurant today. Thank you so much for being with us today, Mr. Mohammed Anwarul Islam. But we are having to say goodbye to you, and we're going to be taking with us the last 6. Thank you so much. We're going to move on to our second round. However, we did have a tie, and the ties that we had were, let's take a look at this. There we are. The ties were Taj Indian Cuisine and Rajut Restaurant, who got 95 and 95%. And in the first 2 places, we have Rana Takeaway and Shafiq's Restaurant. And if I could please have with me from Rana Takeaway and Shafiq's Restaurant to come on stage for the panel judges to say a few words to them before we move on to the second round. If I could have from Rana Takeaway, Mr. Abu Hamza Afzal Mahmood, and if I could from Shafiq's Restaurant have Mr. Mohi Sami Uddin. Congratulations, because you both got 100%, so well done. Congratulations on that. And if I could ask our panel judges to say a few words to them before they move on to the second round, how can they score 100% again?
Well, the next part is obviously marketing and branding. I think both of you have touched on social networking. I think one of the fastest and cheapest way to do the marketing these days, and most cost effective. The most important is ever since the iPhone and all the smartphone came, everyone got that device and they look at it all the time. So every few minutes they're logging in. So using that technology obviously is cost effective and will get you the customers you need to be successful. So round 2, I think both of you guys covered it, and we just want to hear more about it to get again another 100% from everybody.
Congratulations, well done once again. Thank you so much. Please be seated. So let's move on to our round 2. Let's see what the topic is. Excellent. Round 2 is all about marketing and branding, and how is it that you market your business correctly in this industry, and share those success stories with us today on Catering Circle. First up, I'd like to call upon stage Mr. Ataur Rahman Laik from Rajut Restaurant. If you could please come on stage. You have 60 seconds to talk about branding and marketing within your business. Your time starts now.
Thank you, Nadia. First round, I had 2 minutes. You gave me 60 seconds. So you took my 1 minute away.
You now have 56.
Thank you very much. Well, we are actually using all sorts of modern technology. EPOS, which is an electronic point of sale. From there, we are using 5 different type of marketing. Like, we have our own website where customer can order and they can go and click in booking tables. They can order themselves and pick up. We have Facebooks, we have Googles, we use Instagram, we use Twitters, all sorts of technology and local media, which is one of the most vital thing is in your business that you need a good ecosystem that you can manage the total business in all sort of marketing tools from your own ecosystem. And this is very important that you have a good, reliable EPOS system. I have an EPOS system including a 2 remote system and a backup computer system in my restaurant working side by side. And that saves a lot of time, a marketing trend, and it looks smart in restaurant. Customer do appreciate.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well done. If I could now have on stage from Sancha Camberley, Mr. Faisal Haq, to also come on stage and share his stories with us.
Hello there, nice to see you again. Social media, we use Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google, TripAdvisor. But in Camberley, surprisingly, a lot of people use Twitter, so that works very well for us. On the EPOS side, we're getting a lot of good response from the website where they can log in, order themselves. If they're recognised that they've ordered before as well, which is a great thing, it goes straight to the kitchen, so we don't even have to press yes to recognise it, which quickens the process as well.
Excellent. Thank you. You've got 30 seconds. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, that's fine.
Sure.
Yep.
Excellent. Brilliant. To the point. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. If we could now have from Runner Takeaway, Mr. Abu Hamza Afzal Mahmood, to please come on stage and also share his stories. And your time starts now.
Can I have his 30 seconds?
You can. I'll give it to you. Take it away.
Basically, what I did was, when I first initially started my business, I copyrighted my name, Runner itself. Then initially, when I started to build the logo, the brand itself, what I did was I started giving fridge magnets, mug to the customers, my loyal customers, on a regular basis. And to my new customers who actually make an order, you tend to know them because on the EPOS system they don't exist. So when the new customer does come, you know them, you give them a couple of items for freebies so they can put it up in their house so they can have a look and remind themselves about Runner itself, so they actually place an order in the future. And what you also tend to do is to make a brand a bit more elegant. You need to have your Facebook, Instagram and everything live and kicking, so it has to be ongoing, not just a 1 month or 2 months later you put something up. You have to do it weekly basis so your followers are aware about you and know about you. So these are the few things to bring your brand up you have to do. For that reason, we are recently opening our second branch.
Excellent.
And hopefully going to a third. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Did you bring me a
No,
magnet? Oh, branding,
I've got it
marketing.
around.
Should be in your pocket. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. If I could now call upon stage from Shafiq's restaurant, Mr. Mohisami Uddin, to also come and share his story with us.
Yeah, thank you again. So with our branding, we actually went for a new relaunch. So we've been going for 31 years. We've just rebranded for a clean, timeless design. And to launch that, we threw a massive party on the 30th anniversary. It was a kind of a loyal customer base, and we invited anyone off the street. And that's what's important, because once we've launched that branding, we then sponsored, for example, local football teams. Facebook was changed, Twitter, schools. Everything was then rolled out as part of that process. And what that did was make the logo absolutely stick in people's mind locally that means Shafiq's restaurant. It doesn't mean anything else, that S that we have. And ultimately, our customers appreciated that because they knew, the loyal ones knew that we were expanding, and the new ones that came in realised we're a professional outfit. We're not just the old restaurant that's going to serve you curry and you go out. We know you, we want to know you. And Facebook on that point, it's changed everything. Twitter, Instagram, because you can now know your customer rather than Mr. Smith walking in on a Saturday. You know what Mr. Smith's doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and you can relate that when he walks in. Oh, I heard you had a birthday, etc.
And would you ever consider using like maybe a PR company to help you with your branding?
Yeah, so actually I did.
Okay.
I used a company called Curate Labs in Brighton.
Excellent.
Brilliant company if anyone needs it.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Thank you for plugging them in. Would like to now call upon stage from Eastern Mangal, Mr. MD Mohibul Hassan, to also come and share his stories. And just a quick reminder, there are lots of other PR agencies out there. Do go online, take a look, and if you think it will help your business, then definitely get in touch. And don't forget, you can also follow the Catering Circle on Twitter and Facebook. And your time, sir, starts now.
Thank you so much. Again, I'm here. Before I told you guys, obviously, Instagram based our business, and mainly we are marketing just Instagram and Facebook and Snapchat. Snapchat is very popular at the moment as well. Everyone is in Snapchat, and it's very quick looks for the foods and everything, outlooks and everything. So that way, Instagram, Snapchat is the main key for our business. At the same time, we're doing distributing menu as well, like it's old is gold, so everyone does, but we are doing same thing as well. So when we do marketing for the distributing menu, we have got a big, good and very massive volunteer team. So we go out together with uniform. So that way people know like this is Eastern Mango team, this is a Gelato Island team. They are going out for distributing menu. We go next to the station as well, distributing leaflets and stuff. So we get good response from those kind of things. That's all about my success.
So do you have the matching hats with the matching T-shirt?
Not really. T-shirt is more than enough.
Maybe something you can think of, right?
Yeah, maybe why not? But at the moment we have got good T-shirt.
T-shirts
with logo, nice logo.
Excellent. Well, thank
That's
you
what
very
are very
much.
good.
Well, next
Thank
time, do remember to wear it when you come onto the show.
Thank you. I'll do my best.
Thank you so much. Last but not least, now if I could have from Taj Indian Cuisine, Mr. Abul Mansoor, to also come and share his stories on marketing and branding and how he's actually expanding through marketing and branding.
Thank you once again. Like we got social media, what I said earlier. We do on radio as well. And plus we try to market what Taj is. That's my restaurant called Taj. We want to put the message to all the customers, every little children, from adult to old generation. Because like I've got children, like if they want to go for a curry, they want a birthday present. If parents ask, we want to have a present at Taj. So this is key point for my business. So we like to take every customer as a new customer. We like to take all our regular customer as a new customer. We like to loyal customer. We like to give them exactly the same service as the loyal customer or new customer comes in.
Other than social media, which you're obviously using to expand your business, what else do you use?
We do like Facebook. We do social media.
Other than that,
I mean,
except
like
for that,
mainly
what else?
Facebook. I'm using at the moment. Yes.
Okay. What about loyalty programs or anything?
I mean,
like
loyalty, I mean, I don't have any, in my restaurant, we don't have any discounts.
Okay.
Loyal customer, I mean, with bit of smile when they come in, when they go out, lovely smile.
Do
That's
a
the
little
thing.
wink and you
Yes.
might just get 10% off, yeah?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
that's the
Thank
best I
you.
do. Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you for
Thank
that.
you.
There you have it. So when you go to a restaurant next time, or if you are planning to go to Taj Indian Cuisine, don't forget you just have to flatter those lashes and you'll get your 10% off. That's your loyalty at the restaurant. So that's what we've just heard. I'm going to move across to our judges today. I'm going to ask Mr. Bajlur Rashid, MBE, to tell us, what did you feel? How do you think they did? Did they miss out on anything, really?
I think they've done extremely well because all they are up to date with the social media.
Yeah.
That's no problem. They're all doing it. But branding side is they're not. I did not find enough. One or two was good, but branding is very important.
Yeah.
And I think that's where they should concentrate.
Yeah, absolutely. And Mr. Matthew Grist, how about yourself?
Yeah, definitely the identification of your business is key, and if people can know your brand or know your symbol, it gives them confidence in parting with their money, because it's all about standardisation. So if they can recognise that brand, they know they're going to get a good meal.
Brilliant. So not just T-shirts, something just a bit more than that. That's what
Well,
we're
I think
looking
it all helps, doesn't it?
for. Brilliant. Thank you so much. Mr. Abdul Haq.
I think they've covered a lot of social media, but there's so many other ways of using technology.
Like
I was expecting text messages, for example, even email, not much mentioned. There are a lot of things you could do. Smart things. For example, you can take a picture and give it to, post it on the Facebook and say name the dish. Those kind of creative ideas. Normally just doing Facebook is probably not enough if everyone doing it.
Yeah.
So you probably need to do a bit more. But I think overall, everyone did well. Yeah. It's going to be a very hard time choosing, 4 people from there.
Yes, it's going to be very
It's gonna be
difficult. I'll let you three talk and come to a decision. And whilst you do that, I'm going to move across to our special judges. So I'm going to come to Mr. Ajmal Mushtaq first. What did you feel? How do you think they did, or what do you think they really missed out on? Because clearly our judges are feeling that they're missing out on something. Do you feel the same?
I would have liked to see a bit more detail around the
But they
branding.
have 60 seconds.
Yeah, but still, strong logo for branding, strong logo, bold colours is essential. For marketing, I would have liked to see a bit more. I would have liked to hear a bit more information around how much they're spending on advertising versus branding. So 50% of your time is spent on branding, 50% of your time is spent on advertising. And I would have liked to see other things. Fridge magnets as far as we got. I would have liked to hear maybe branded cars. We've got branded cars at Mushtaq's. And there's one branded car is as effective as a billboard in town.
Yeah.
So I would have liked to see more things around the branding. And I spend about 8% of my total sales on advertising and marketing. And that can yield fantastic results. And I would have liked to hear a bit more than just social media.
Yeah. Definitely. Thank you so much. I'm going to go straight to Mr. Anamir to also share what he feels they could have done more. I think they do. I do find actually that they emphasize a lot on social media. So other than social media, other than that, what else can they use to actually help with their branding and marketing?
Thank you, Nadia. Yes, marketing and branding obviously is a key factor of any successful business. Marketing and promoting yourself, there are so many ways of doing it. Social media is now the new phenomenon, but there are tried and tested ways that you can market. And I find one way of doing is sponsoring local events, sponsoring local clubs, and local social groups. Is a key factor. These people, they promote your business, and if you have a good brand, a strong brand which is recognizable within your catchment area, then there's no better way than to invest in local businesses and incorporating your business with local businesses, with local clubs and social clubs and charity events. These are key factors that I found in my experience that has helped promote my business. And sport is a key. I've been a keen sports fan over the years, and not just I used to play football regularly, but cricket and rugby. Rugby is now, obviously, British Lions are now touring New Zealand, and many people will know. Although the games are not early hours, believe it or not, Indian breakfast with the British Lion game live on the 10-foot screen. There's no better way of bringing your loyal customers in. And also, these are key factors, the way of promoting and branding. And branding is another merchandising. Bags, which Laceby mentioned, the mugs, pens, and there are so many with these things people will take with you, and the name of your business will be distributed all over your local area. So these are the key factors I think a lot of people should
You're going to get so many emails from Cardiff right now to sponsor events. Just letting you know, yeah? So expect those, because those are watching.
I don't mind that. I'm very renowned for that. So
brilliant. Excellent. So you'll get lots more emails tomorrow. I'm going to move across to Mr. M.A. Lace, because you mentioned about bags and mugs. We all love a mug. I've got one right here, my catering circle one.
The most important is a nice logo, a recognizable logo. Gentleman says a colorful logo. People can recognize you out of the crowd. You brand your own, as I say, the pens, your bags, your fridge magnet, your mugs, your wet towels. Even give them on your little piece of wet towel and takeaway. Rather than give your customer discount, you don't have to give customer. Serve quality food, good service, some awareness. Give something away so people recognize, people can see you out of the crowd, which is most important.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm going to go straight across to Tanim Chowdhury now. You being a technology expert, they've been raging on about, using social media, whether it's Instagram, Snapchat, or Facebook. Other than that, I mean, what other technology can they use for their branding and for their marketing?
Do you know what? To me, branding is not just creating a nice logo. It's also about standing out there and making yourself look different. Now, one thing I keep on going on about is 21st century. Right, at this time and age, people are looking at you 24/7 while you're talking about Facebook. Right, in general, yes, we're using Facebook, but we really got to specify that what are we actually doing with Facebook? For example, going live. These days, a lot of people going live, right? So you're going to have to use the technology in the smartest possible way to make sure you get the best out of it, because everyone goes on Facebook, everyone goes on Instagram, right, Snapchat. Now, you're just going to have to make sure that when you're knowing that everyone looking at you, you need to find out how you look like when people are looking at you. So yes, creating a nice logo, standing out there, will make yourself different, of course. At the same time, keeping your service level up to the expectation. While you're looking so good, you need to taste good as well. We're talking about the food, right? So it has got to be a combination of everything with the marketing.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Mr. Tanim Chowdhury. Matthew, now what have you done for your branding? Why don't you share a tip with us?
So, I mean, like this gentleman said, I think it's not just a logo. You have to be your brand. So when customers are looking at you, you have to sort of live up to your standard.
Yeah.
And whether that's the way you speak to your colleagues or your customers or even your tradesmen, I think, performing and maintaining that level of dignity goes a long way, and I think that can do you the world of justice, to be honest.
Excellent. Thank you so much. I'm going to come straight to Mr. Abdul Bari now, and I'm going to ask you as well, because Royal Regency, so many weddings, so many events, there's constantly something going on in the Royal Regency every day. Keeping up that brand must be difficult because there's so many other halls, there's so many other events, organizations out there. How do you keep up with your branding and marketing?
I think it's always better to employ someone who knows about marketing and branding. I mean, I know it's costly, but sometimes it's money well spent. I mean, we have someone dedicated who are doing, looking at the Facebook, marketing on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram pages constantly. So his specific job is to look after that side. I think every restaurant should spend some money with PR, employ maybe a PR guy for even short period of time.
Yeah.
And then once you know what to do, how to do it, then you can, just go along as you learn things. It's always better to have someone professional who knows how to do things.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. I'm going to move across to Mr. Monroe Hussain now. Now, I actually remember A-list distributors. You have the chocolates. You go to you sell in Harrods.
Harrods, Selfridges, Thornton and Masons.
And I remember that from one meeting, and I remember the bright colour. You had yellow.
Yeah.
Branding was right there, and I remember this, and I come across lots of businesses. So clearly, you're doing something right.
Thank you.
What advice would you like to give them?
Well, for me, branding is really important. It's like you said, it sticks out. People go away, they remember it. Also, when you're using social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, it's important to use hashtags so when people can go back and find it again. And I would say use, someone professional that does it, not just stick up any picture. It is important how that picture's put up.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
So you've got to put it up correctly, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Edit it, put all the beautiful filters on.
Yeah.
Let's not forget the filters. Let's not. I'm going to move straight across to Mr. Bajrul. To now, marketing and branding, they're both very different, right? They're two different things. How do you differentiate between the two?
Marketing, you do marketing with the different ways of marketing. Everybody's suggesting you hire a PR, you do your own marketing. You can do lots of ways, But branding is, I think, because everybody is here, they're very smart in a way.
Yeah.
But someone has to be smarter. So logo we choose these days where our restaurant ran for years and years, they actually did not use logo much. But these days, the restaurant has to have a budget. Used to be, the most of the restaurants, they never had a budget for marketing or branding. But these days, when you open a restaurant, you have to have a budget for that, as Baribai said. Logo, you need a special skill person to design your logo, and you have to know what sort of logo you really want.
Yeah.
What logo will represent your restaurant. So that is very important. And that logo should stand out. So wherever you go, you brand yourself.
Yeah.
Color. You have to have a color.
And keep
What
those
color,
things,
branding color of your restaurant, branding everything. So I suggest everybody that keep a budget when you open a restaurant, special for marketing. So much percentage. Hire a skilled people to look after these, unless you can look after yourself.
Absolutely.
And this is very important.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Very good advice right there, actually. I'm going to move straight across to Mr. Abdul Khair from Anarian. God, very, very difficult name. But hey, we'll remember that. Branding, marketing, we'll remember that name. Now tell us, who's been your favourite? I'm going to ask you something a bit different. Now, we know you're great at branding and marketing. Very, very good business. So what do you think they missed out on today?
I think a lot of strategy. There was a lot of theory, if you like, a lot of terminology branded out.
How do you mean? What?
A lot of people were talking about what they use, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc., but not a lot of practical specifics behind it. How are they using it? What's the strategy behind it? I know someone mentioned that they got 300 to 400 likes a day on Instagram, but what was the vehicle driving that? What was the strategy behind it? Which I think is something missing. Yeah, it's something missing. And I think in the next round, I think definitely people need to give some practical explanations behind how they're actually achieving and executing. Because there's one thing talking, but executing is a differentiator. So I really want to see some really solid explanations behind all the strategies and all the suggestions that they're putting forward.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Wow, it's getting heated in here. I can tell you that right now. And I'm sure the contestants are feeling it. However, we are going to have to move on to round 3. And in round 3, we will only have 4 contestants with us. And from the 4, only 2 will make it through to the finals. But we'll find out which 4 are going to make it through after the break. Welcome back to Catering Circle Season 2, Episode 3. It's been heated right here in the Channel S studios, and I'm pretty sure the contestants are really sweating right now and totally worried about who's made it through. I thought I'd play a little game, actually. Why don't we ask our special judges, who do you think got 100% this time round? Let's start with... Let's ask Mr. Altaf Hussain. Who do you think's got 100%?
I think Rana Take is done. Sorry.
You think he got 100%?
I think Rana Take is done quite well because he mentioned about copyright and some electronic marketing. So I think. Thank you.
Okay, and how about Mr. Anamir? What do you think? Who do you think's got 100% this time around?
I think Mr. Mohit Samiuddin from Shafiq's restaurant did extremely well regarding the rebranding of his restaurant, which is after 31 years, which is a key in relaunching any business. So branding and marketing.
You think he's done the best?
He did it.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's take a look at the results and let's see which 4 have made it through to the next round. And the results are, in first place we have Shafiq's Restaurant with 100%. Let's give him a round of applause for that. Well done. Congratulations. Second place we have Rana Takeaway. Third place we have Sanja Camberley. And in fourth place we have Rajut restaurant. Congratulations, you 4 have made it through to the 3rd round, and unfortunately we're having to say goodbye to Eastern Mangal and Taj Indian Cuisine. But congratulations for coming this far, and we wish you the best of luck in your business and in the future. So let's move on to round 3. This is all about cost saving and revenue increase. Now, it doesn't matter what industry you're in, when it comes to costing, when it comes to revenue increase, everybody wants to know. So if you're watching at home and you have a business, then I'm telling you right now, don't change that channel. I'm going to move straight through to Matthew, and I'm going to ask Matthew, now cost saving and revenue increase, it's a big deal. It's a really big deal in any business, especially in the catering industry, because you're having to use lots of technology, you're having to keep up with what's in, what's not. I mean, healthy eating right now is huge, but healthy eating can be quite expensive. So,
yeah, I mean, well, from a raw product, we cook things and we heat things up and we lose a lot of nutrients. So by using the right equipment, for instance, a Rationale self-cooking centre will provide you with a fresh steam generator, which retains the B vitamins in all them vegetables that you lose through boiling.
Yeah.
So from the off point, you're retaining the colour, the chlorophyll and the nutrients. So automatically you're saving the raw product rather than cooking and perishing it through old-fashioned cooking traditional methods.
Excellent. And you do this through your company as well,
Yeah,
right?
so Rationale lead the market with combination steam ovens.
Yeah.
We have a self-cooking centre and a Combi Master Plus. Both come with a fresh steam generator.
Yeah.
So you can do rice, vegetables, overnight production, and the unit cleans itself as well to a hygienic standard.
Thank you very much. And don't forget, there are lots of other products out there. Do go online, take a look, and get back to us. Maybe tweet us and tell us what's been your favourite at Catering Circle on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. I'm going to move straight across to Mr. Ajmal Mushtaq. Tell us, how is it we can save when it comes to the catering industry? What can we do? What are the little tricks that we need to learn?
Well,
being a chef, you should know.
Yeah, well, the industry is currently undergoing a crisis with this chef shortage, especially tandoori chefs. So there is a solution, and what we're doing at Mushtaq's restaurant, we've invested in Titan naan machines. Now these naan machines you no longer require an experienced tandoori chefs. You get better quality naan breads consistently, and that is very, very important in terms of safeguarding the quality that goes to the customers. So not only is the quality good, but it's actually much cheaper to run. It's about 25% running cost of a standard tandoori chef. You can save £300. Well, we save £300 per tandoori chef every single week as a result of buying these Titan naan machines.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Do you think I can have one in my house?
They measure 1 metre by 1 metre. So if you've got the space, I would definitely recommend it.
That's it. We'll have to speak to the husband when we buy the house. Thank you so much for that. We're going to move on to our 3rd round, and I'm so excited to see what they have in store for us. Do remember what our judges had to say. And I'd like to ask Mr. Bajrul to also remind us, what is it that you're looking for in this round? Because this is probably the most important round, because from here 2 will make it through to the finals for the business conference in 2018. So what are you looking for? How can they get those marks?
Well, you see, this round is like it's cost-effective management, and equipment is very important these days. Once you invest in the equipment, because most of our restaurants, they don't have modern equipment in the kitchen. They already rely on old-fashioned way. And old-fashioned way actually costing us more, many ways, staff-wise. Marketing, there is a cheaper option, like when you're actually using all your social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and other, etc. then you don't even have to maintain your website as much as. So you also save money that way. So there are many other things. Staff training is very important. Because we don't train our staff regularly, that's why they are not aware of everything. If they are trained regularly, then they know how to run a restaurant without wasting it. Because in our restaurant there are huge wastage, and we have to control it properly. And this is the message I am giving now.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. We're now going to move on to round 3, and I'd like to call upon stage our first contestant with 100% that's made it through to the third round, Shafiq's restaurant, Mr. Mohisami Uddin, to come on stage and share his views on how he's been saving when it comes to cost and revenue increase at his restaurant. I'm going to give you 120 seconds for this, and your time starts now.
Thank you. So there's a few things that we've done. First of all, I'd like to start off with stating about the stock level control. So using technology such as how much the customers have ordered, how much we've sold, and then relaying that back to our kitchen and chefs at the end of the week, and when it comes to stock ordering. So it creates a sense of accountability. Now, that's really important because I know you alluded to it, the older way, no matter how busy we were, while we were still ordering the same stock levels as last week, despite being £1,000 down. And this has really helped, and because the accountability is there, and because it's being measured, it's now being monitored by everybody. So everybody in the kitchen now knows that I'm going to ask them come Sunday evening, why have we done X amount, why is this missing, why is that missing? And then you can actually filter that out. The second part, in terms of cost saving, is, like you said, again, I don't mean to repeat it, but technology helping and people training staff. I think everyone likes to talk about cutting costs, reducing costs and everything else, but actually if you improve what you've got already, the costs come down straight away. So when we implemented a process to actually have trained waiters, trained people that can answer the phone, trained chefs, bag packers and a system in place, we realised the same people are doing the same job for the same money but more efficiently. And that is a hidden cost that saved me a lot of time and effort, where someone was maybe bag packing 10 every half an hour, now the same number of orders they're actually packing 15. And it was going, can the curries go out quicker, customers are happier. So we need to remember that all of this cost cutting needs to not, it can't compromise on our customer satisfaction and service that we deliver. It needs to be hand in hand. Sometimes people go too far the other way, and that's when the technology side of our systems that actually control our stock levels really help out.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Yes, of course. Please feel free. If I could get the mic to you, if you just give us a second. So Mr. Lace has a question for you.
Thank you very much. I'm going to ask you, how do you mark up your price in your menu?
So, good question, because recently there's been a bit of an uproar about that, because we've marked it up according to break-even cost, measuring how much it costs to make the curry, the basic curry, and then staff costs and everything else, and marking it up correctly as opposed to just what somebody else down the road has marked up.
In these current circumstances, after the Brexit, the food price, especially, is going up.
Yeah.
How do you increase your menu? Do you charge more?
So, yes, I think it's also communication. People forget that. I increased the menu, but I gave 3 months' notice to my customers, and I explained why. I used Google, Facebook to do frequently asked questions as to why we're increasing them, because of Brexit, because of the chef crisis, the staff shortages, and explaining that thoroughly meant my customers then had the notice period to ask questions before it actually happened.
Okay. And last question. Most restaurants, because I'm a distributor myself, I supply foods to the restaurant industry. Price of chicken and price of lamb, the difference is so much, and most people are selling both of the product for the same price.
Yeah.
How does it work?
A good question. So that exact question I had to my sort of dad and my uncles who are managing the businesses with me, and they couldn't answer me. It's why we then had the strategy to change it and be a trailblazer in our actual town. We're the only ones that have a different strategy for chicken and lamb. And again, it comes to communication. I think that's the key, because I told my customers and told them why the why was important, not just that we've just done it tomorrow.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Udin. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Lace. I will allow the judges to actually ask a question in this round. So one judge can ask a question to each contestant, but one question, if I can make that clear. If I could now have from Runner Takeaway, Mr. Abu Hamza Afzal Mahmood, to please come and share your stories on cost saving and revenue increase, how you're doing it or how you plan to do it. And your time starts now. You have 120 seconds.
Thank you very much. I think the previous presenter covered most of the areas that we actually do carry out. The judges earlier mentioned about equipment cost. Certain equipment you can buy which you can actually instead of purchasing the extra product, you can actually do it yourself, like keema machine and tandoori oven and all these other stuff, equipment which makes staff life more easier and more productive. So not only they have more time to do other stuff, they also have space to be more organized and work with the whole team as a manner. And the few important things the brother already mentioned is stock take, stock check-in and all that you have to do on that regular basis. Without those checked, then you wouldn't know where you stand. I do ask my chef, this week, for example, we did so and so take-in, but we are shopping so much. That week we done so and so take-in.
So what strategies do you use?
The basic answers I tend to get, because they are organized, they tend to know what they're doing. And because we have a regular meeting with staff, so every 3 months we would have a meeting, which so for some of the staff is surprising because they never had this kind of meeting in any other restaurant ever that they've worked. And once we have those meetings, we talk about putting customer first and then talking about quality and talking about everything. When you have those kind of discussion with your staff, the front staff and the back staff together, then you have the front staff on the run and the back staff, then you get the feedback from your staff how to actually improve your restaurant and how actually you can actually do it, because they have the answers, because you're not there on a day-to-day basis to see everything. So they are the key, and also your customers. I tend to send out feedback, ask customers to give me feedback, so when I text them out,
Thank you.
I'd ask them to give me feedback on my product and how I
Brilliant.
can improve myself.
Well, thank you so much for that. Thank you very much. Thank
No
you. I'm sure there's a question here. Yes, please, take it away.
Okay, thank you, Nadia. Can I ask you, have you looked at how you can save your running costs by investing in new equipment? Basically, kitchen is where all our appliances are. And have you looked at how you can incorporate that and the cost effectiveness of that?
I have looked at that. You see, there's certain things like one of the judge mentioned about the size. You tend not to have a bigger kitchen and you don't have that space sometimes to actually accommodate most of the stuff that would be ideal for a restaurant or a takeaway to have. For sadly, some of the equipment I couldn't have. But whatever I can have, I actually invest in it. It is important. Like, for example, ecosystem itself, I know we talked about a lot tonight, but that actually saves a lot of cost during the period of time if you look at it properly, and also time and energy and so forth. So it makes productive much more better and efficient.
The reason why I asked this question is that investing in modern equipment can be they run very efficiently and they use very limited amount of energy. So there's a huge amount of cost savings to be made there. Although initially the investment will be quite high, but on the long term you do save a lot of money in running your equipment.
For my second branch that I'm opening in 3 weeks' time, for the whole kitchen I invested the full amount. So
Excellent.
Every equipment is brand new.
Excellent.
New. So
Thank you very much.
It is important to have the kitchen staff. As I said before, staffs are important. I treat them like my customers, and if you treat your staff like your customers, then they actually give that in return.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Next up, if I could now have Sancha Camberley Limited, Mr. Faisal Haq, to please come on stage and also share how he saves and increases revenue. Your time starts now.
We've been basically running for 18 months now in Camberley, and when we started, I noticed, obviously we got the EPOS system, and with that we got our iPad as well. Now, with the iPad, that's helped with quickening the process, especially when you got large tables. Instead of having a pad, you're writing away on the pad, then you're going to the till, entering it. That takes extra time. Whereas if you've got the iPad, you're in front of the customer, especially on a big table, you take their order, and by the end of it, you send it, it's gone. You go move on to the next table, for instance. That quickens the process, especially on the weekend when you've got a limited amount of time to do a lot of turnover to increase the costs and to increase the sales. Sorry. Now, a lot of the time, people start cost saving in the wrong areas. So, for instance, like in the kitchen, when we opened this branch, we had 2 tandoor ovens, because we still need that, because our chefs from India still want their tandoor ovens. But instead of having 1, we had 2. So we do 1 for the breads, we do 1 for the meats. But also on top of that, we also got a combi oven, like the gentleman mentioned, and it's great, especially for doing bulk stuff during preparation. It helps a lot and saves time as well. And even when we're full, we got 100 covers all seated at once. It quickens the process as well for certain items, because certain items take half an hour to 20 minutes. It just shortens that period, and it's always on a timer, and it'll stop when you need it and it's ready. Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm going to ask the panel judges to ask a question.
Yeah, just one question. Obviously, with all these new technologies and apps and point of order, you've got Uber Eats, Just Eat, all of these companies. How do you deal with the influx of orders through your busy times? Because obviously the last thing you would want to do is upset your locals and make your locals wait while you fulfill orders online.
Well, at the moment, we just 3 months ago actually did Deliveroo, because they come into the area.
In Guildford.
So the only reason I did Deliveroo is not because it's cheaper. It's not. It's actually more expensive. But it's just to advertise us a little bit more, so more branding is out there as well. Plus, I can't find enough staff to do it ourselves, so at that time it's better for us to use someone else that will do the advertising. At least I don't have to worry about getting drivers, because I can't get drivers. In Camberley, in fact, the hardest thing is trying to find staff, because there's only 1%
What I'm going to do is I'm going to have to cut you off there. I'm so sorry, because we are running out of time, but thank you very much. Did he answer your question?
Indeed, yeah.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Thank you. Last but not least, if I could now call on stage Rajut Restaurant, Mr. Atur Rahman, like to please come on stage and also say the same things.
Thank you, Nadia. It's not Rajut, XL is Rajdut.
Rajdut,
and
sorry,
it's a brand
forgive
itself.
me.
It's
Brilliant.
a brand
Thank
itself.
you. Thank you
I am
very
a chef, creative chef. I've created my own brand for the last 30 years.
Excellent.
If you go Sari, anywhere you ask Rajdut, they recognize you.
I'll be
if
there
you walk
tomorrow.
into my kitchen, you will find every single equipment working. Talking here is a different thing. Doing it practically is another thing.
Absolutely.
If you walk into my kitchen, you will see onion peeling machine working, vegetable prep machine working, dough mixer working, garlic peeling machine working. Practically doing it is one thing. Talking in TV is different thing. And I do it. I am a brand. I created a brand. It's one of the popular in Sari.
Need to do the thing.
So this is what I want to share with you.
Thank
that
you.
Talking in TV, saying anything, it doesn't make anything.
Well,
you
something's
have to
happened.
be somebody.
Clearly there was something in the water or something was in the heat.
Now,
Because
I'm
all of a
listening.
sudden just come out.
I've been sitting there and stressing myself
Excellent.
that practical work in restaurant. I've been working restaurant since 1988 as a chef. I have created hundreds of chefs.
Excellent.
And I know what is it I'm talking about.
I'll tell you what, thank you so much. Clearly that's why you've been nominated to be here on the Catering
Thank you.
Circle, and I wish you the best of luck.
you.
I'm going to ask the panel judges to ask one question to our contestant here. What would you like to ask, Mr.
Can
Barry?
I ask one question? How do you, now everyone is saying using EPOS system and other things. How do you manage like customer complaint using EPOS system, or the record is there? I mean, And having staff, maybe staff training once a week, I mean, that we miss. And what about, I mean, we gather information from that previous week, any complaint or anything. Do you discuss with your staff and how do you manage that?
Very right. Thank you. Very nice question. Very, very nice question. How do we manage it? We have got so many systems implemented in places. Customer can go in our website, they can put through a complaint, directly comes to me. Customer can write complaint, customer can go to our apps and they can send a complaint. How we can handle the complaint? One-to-one. We take those very seriously because customer is the business main asset. If I am losing customer, that means I'm losing my business. I cannot afford to lose one single customer if he spend £1. £1, because customer is everything to a business. So as these complaints comes through, they comes to directly to me. I control the system. I am the master, and I look after all sides.
Excellent. Thank you so much. You're definitely.
Thank you very much.
You should
everybody.
be sitting on this side. I'll tell you what, I'm going to ask Mr. Atar Rahman to stay there. And if I could have Faisal Haq, Abu Hamza and Sami Uddin to also please make their way onto the stage. Wow, what's just happened? Was it the break? It was the break, I think.
You need a practical system.
Somebody ban him,
You
please.
cannot, Nadia, we've been struggling in this industry.
Feel quite
The
tough. Feel
reason,
like I'm getting told off.
Bozlubai mentioned, respectful Bozlubai, that also Anabai, equipment, technology, people are not using them.
Absolutely.
I have practically using in my restaurant, training my staff, telling them how to use them. They are going in different restaurants. People actually do. If you go to my restaurant, you can walk into a cold room and see everything there.
Excellent. I'll tell you what, I'm going to stop you there, and I'm just going to remind our special judges.
Hundreds of thousands. This is the most successful restaurant in Surrey.
Mr. Atar Rahman, you haven't won yet. Let's just wait. I'm going to ask our special judges. I'm going to ask our special judges to kindly cast their votes because it's being generated now. And also, our panel judges, have you made your judgments?
We already
Excellent. Excellent. We're going to give it 60 seconds before I read out the results. But thank you so much, Mr. Atar Rahman. You've really been entertaining, and it's been great. Thank you very much. And Mr. Faisal Haq, you've also. Would you like to say anything before we go to the results?
No, I did. I suppose on my round before, I did miss out on quite a few things. Because I've been in the industry for a long time, doing different brands for different people, you gain a lot of knowledge.
Yeah.
So that's why sometimes you forget about the little bits. But
we learn.
Branding is very important. That's why we went into the Ageas Bowl with the cricket, and the cricket has helped us a lot because you know now people know us internationally as well.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And of course, we've spoken to you both earlier, so well done for coming this far. I think where everyone's really anticipating on this, they want to know, yes, I need that noise right now, don't I? Okay, so let's have a look at the results. Are you ready for this? Let's take a look. In first place, we have Shafiq's Restaurant. Congratulations. Please give them a round of applause. And in second place, we have Sanja Camberley. Well done. Congratulations again. And unfortunately, I'm so sorry, we're having to say goodbye. You did both have ties, Raj Dud Restaurant and Rana Takeaway. We're really sorry we're having to say goodbye. But let's say congratulations to both of you. Please come forward. Please come forward. Congratulations.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much, and once again, congratulations on your win. And of course, the two finalists that have made it through, they're going to be at the business conference in 2018. I'm looking forward to that. And thank you to everyone at home for staying with us today and for keeping us entertained and keeping up with the interaction via Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. And just a quick reminder for you when our next episodes will be taking place. There you have it. Make sure you join us again, same place, same time, right here on the Channel S. I'd like to thank our panel judges and thank my special judges. It was great having you all here today, and thank you for being in the firing line. It is time for me, Nadia Ali, to say goodbye, but I'll be back again with the Catering Circle. Take care and goodbye.
Thank you.